What's up guys, one of the most important things when trading on Roblox is actually starting with a really good item. If you have a good item to begin with, it can make it a lot easier to actually start making Robux, and you can make even more Robux when trading. First of all, I don't recommend starting with any of these really small items that are only worth like 70 Robux. Honestly, you're not going to be able to get very far in trading if you're starting with something like this. Remember, after you trade an item, you do have to wait 2 days before you can actually trade it again. So it doesn't make any sense to start with one of these items because you're never going to get anywhere. Let's say you trade this egg raging shark egg for an item worth 100. You have to wait another 2 days before you can trade it again. So then you have to take that item that's worth 100 and trade it again and barely make any profit. And you're going to make profit so slow that it's not worth it. I would personally recommend starting with at least 1,000 Robux. But if you can, definitely start with about 5,000 Robux. With the trade holding period, it makes it a lot harder to trade, and having more items is definitely a lot easier. So being able to have 5,000 Robux and being able to buy a few different items will make it a lot easier for you to actually make a lot of Robux. But at the very least, I recommend you start with 1,000 Robux so you have a good item to actually begin with. You could definitely just start with a random item on the avatar shop. It doesn't really matter. You can just choose one if you want to. If you do want the best item possible, I recommend you guys check out this website called Rollimons. And on this website, you can find a bunch of different trading tips. But the main thing you want to do is go to the deals page. Because on the deals page, you actually find a lot of items for really cheap. So as you can see right here, there's a bunch of items here that are selling way under what they're actually worth. So you can see right here, the space hair is normally worth 7,000 Robux. But it's currently selling for only 5,600. So this is actually a pretty good deal right here. And if you buy it, it'll be a great item to begin with. Or you could check out this Sinister P. The value is normally 4,914, but it's currently selling for 3,850, meaning that it's another really good deal. Or if you're willing to be patient, definitely sit on this page for a bit and see what kind of deals actually come up. Eventually, you might be able to find a few really good deals that can make you a lot of profit if you wait long enough. When you're buying limited items, avoid all UGC limiteds. There definitely are some really cool UGC limiteds, and some of them actually look really nice. But when you're actually trading on Roblox, you do not want any of these UGC items because they're actually not tradable. Even though they are limited, UGC items are not tradable at all. No matter which one you find, you cannot trade them. So if you're looking to trade on Roblox, definitely do not buy any UGC items. This might be something that changes in the future, but as of right now, none of these items are tradable. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with Roblox if it decides to change it in the future. And when you're buying an item, there's actually a few items that you want to avoid by all means. You want to avoid this item called the extremely sparkly sparkle chicken. And the reason why you want to avoid it is because it's actually not tradable. Even though this is an item that's created by Roblox, you actually can't trade it. So I definitely would not buy this if you're looking to trade because you literally can't. Same thing with the shiny bling. This is another item that actually isn't tradable and it's still created by Roblox. So don't buy this item as well. And finally, the glossy red baseball cap. Again, don't buy this item. You won't be able to trade it. If you do buy it, you can sell it back, but you're going to end up losing a lot of Robux. So I just recommend avoiding these 3 items. Another thing you might want to look at when you're actually buying an item is you want to see how often it actually sells. So if you compare this item, the Tommy Hilfiger ugly sweater, with the outrageous Builders Club hard hat, I'll tell you guys why you should buy the outrageous Builders Club hard hat instead of the Tommy Hilfiger ugly sweater, even though they're about the same price and about the same value. If you look at the sales of this item, you can see that it sells about 20 times a day, sometimes even up to 30 times a day. So obviously this item has a lot of demand and a lot of people actually want to trade for it and a lot of people want to get it. If you compare that to the Tommy Hilfiger ugly sweater and you look at the sales, you can see that this item barely even sells 1 time a day, and sometimes it doesn't even sell at all. So looking at how often an item sells is definitely a great way to tell if you're going to be able to easily trade it off. The more often it sells, the easier it will be to trade. I mean, you can also just look at the item. I mean, obviously this item is ugly and nobody's going to want it. On the other hand, the outrageous Builders Club hard hat actually looks pretty decent, and some people might actually want to wear it on their avatars. So just look at how the item looks and you might be able to tell how good it actually will be. Like something like this, obviously nobody's really going to want. Just look at how ugly it is. I think a lot of people are going to try to avoid it. So I recommend you guys avoid it as well. However, something like this that looks pretty cool, you can assume that it actually sells a lot. And then if you look at the sales, you can see that it sells a few times a day. So it's a decent demanded item and you might actually want to buy it. But at the end of the day, the first item that you begin with isn't really the biggest part of your trading journey. Just pick an item that's pretty good and start trading as soon as possible. Like I said, start with 1 to 5,000 Robux and you should be pretty well on your way. If you're curious, I started my trading journey with a gobble gobble item. This is an item that right now is worth about 400 Robux, and when I had it, it was worth about 100, and I made my way all the way up to about 9.1 million Robux worth of limited items, so it really doesn't matter what you start with. If you already have a limited item, just begin with that, or if you want to buy one, take some of the tips that I gave you earlier in this video. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Peace.